Good evening. It's 7 o'clock, so I'll call to order the regular board meeting of the Downsville Park District for Thursday, December 12th, 2024. Nadine, could I have a roll call, please?
Mr. Bender.
Here.
Mr. Dahlstrom. Mr. Katsula.
Here.
Mr. Lunt.
Here.
Ms. McDonald.
Here. We always do it. That's right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Bill, do we have any changes to the agenda?
Just one, we can remove item A5.
Okay. That being said, we'll move on then to communications. First opportunity for any recognition of visitors.
There's no online visitors.
Move ahead then to written correspondence, Bill.
We have none.
And we'll go on to item C, the consent agenda.
Thank you. We have 6 items under consent agenda for your consideration. Approval of minutes, November 21st, 2024, regular session minutes. Investments report. Payment of bills in the amount of $955,704.75. Change order number 1, which is a deduct. D&J Landscaping, Loy Northside Park Playground renovations, 2024. Payout number 1, final. D&J Landscaping, Loy Northside Park Playground renovations, 2024. And payout number 7, Recreation Results, LLC, Comprehensive Master Plan Update.
Question on any of the items?
Some people at Boyd Park this weekend.
Yeah. A motion.
I'll move to adopt the consent agenda as read and directed.
Second.
In second, another discussion or questions. I'll ask Nadine for the roll call.
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
Aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald. Aye.
Pass. Okay, then moving on to action items. First item we have is the approval of the ordinance for the annual budget. So at this point, I'm going to read as duly noted in the November 7th, 2024 edition of the My Suburban Life newspaper. I'd like to open the public hearing for the 2025 annual budget. Are there any comments from the board?
I have no comments, Mr. President.
Is there any written testimony or is there anyone else here that would like to comment on the proposed budget?
There's no written testimony.
Then if there is no one else at this time, I declare the public hearing closed. And then at this time, does the board have any other questions regarding the 2025 annual budget? Comments at this time may be appropriate also, I guess, and if not, can I have a motion in a second? Comfortable doing so.
I'll move for the approval of ordinance 1331, the combined annual budget and appropriation ordinance of the Downsville Park District, DuPage County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning January 1st, 2025 and ending December 31st, 2025.
Second.
Second. Comments? We have a roll call, please.
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
Aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald. Aye.
Next item, Bill, is the approve the ordinance 1332.
Correct.
Ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes for the year 2024 of the Downsville Park District, DuPage County, Illinois.
No comments, sir.
For the approval of ordinance 1332, an ordinance for the levy and assessment of taxes for the year 2024 of the Downers Grove Park District, DuPage County, Illinois.
Second.
Second, can we have the roll call?
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
Aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald. Aye.
Move on to the approval ordinance 33. This is for abating taxes levied for the year 2024 to pay debt service on general obligation, funding park bonds, alternate revenue source, series 2015 of the Downsville Park. Discussion? Questions?
Move for the approval of ordinance 1333, an ordinance abating the taxes heretofore levied for the year 2024 to pay service on the general obligation refunding park bonds, series 2015A of the Downers Grove Park District, DuPage County, Illinois.
Second.
Moved in second. Other discussion? Go ahead, roll call. Amy.
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
Aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald. Aye.
Next is the approval of ordinance 1334. Ordinance abating a portion of the taxes heretofore levied for the year 2024 to pay debt service on the general obligation limited tax refunding park bonds, series 2015B, general obligation limited tax refunding park bonds, series 20. Park District, DuPage County, Illinois.
I move for the approval of ordinance 1334, an ordinance abating a portion of the taxes heretofore levied for the year 2024 to pay service on the general obligation limited tax refunding park bonds, series 2015B, and general obligation limited tax refunding bonds, series 2020 of the Downers Grove Park District, DuPage County, Illinois.
Second.
It's second. Questions? Then roll call, please.
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
Aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald. Aye.
Next item, the consideration of bids for the recreation.
Yeah. Board is seeking motion and second to authorize myself to enter into a one-year agreement, an option for mutual renewal up to 3 years with KK Stevens for the printing services of the 2025 summer guide, 2025 fall guide, 2025-26 winter spring guide for a total contract value of $55,444.74. The board has any questions? Don would be happy to answer those.
No questions, but nice job on getting a good bid price here. Excellent work.
Questions before we make a motion?
Yeah, I'll move the motion to authorize the executive director to enter into a one-year agreement with an option for mutual renewal up to 3 years with KK Stevens for printing services of the 2025 summer guide, 2025 fall guide, and 2025-26 winter spring guide for a total contract value of $55,444.74.
Second.
Questions or discussion? We have roll call, please.
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
Aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald. Aye.
Then to board visits. Comments? I'm trying to make a statement. I don't have any stories this year, but I do have many memories, actually. I've always enjoyed this last year hearing the participation numbers have been increasing throughout the whole year. It's been great to see the usage in this building every time I walk in here, along with the usage in our parks and also attendance at all our special events. There have also been some big projects that were completed this year. I've got to mention the spray ground, which has been well received. Constitution Park was also another big project, and I know James and Paul did Loy and Northside as a playgrounds as a side job also. So all of those were a team effort by everyone in this room. So I appreciate all your help. And so the staff, thank you for your hard work. And to our board members, I'd like to thank you also for your time, service, and expertise. I hope everyone has a healthy and happy holiday season. And I hope you'll spend some time with your family. I look forward to another exciting year in 2025. So thank you all. Commissioner comments.
I'll just second everything.
Don't get a roll call on that. Aye.
No, good work, everybody. Thank you. I know the budget season. Thank you. This was a lot of heavy lifting, but thank you for all your hard work. Parks look great. Looking forward to a great summer and kind of excited about it, but thank you to everybody concerned. So appreciate it. Happy holidays to you. Looking forward to the get together, the whirly ball too.
We'll move on then, if there's any reports at all.
So because the meetings were so close, we don't have any
Right.
written reports, but Eric and I have just a couple little updates, so I'll turn it over to Eric first.
Before you, we have a graph that Chris was able to get from Kiewit. Happy to say that our registration very well with the first viewing system. At about 9 a.m., there were 280 households in the waiting room. Within 10 minutes, that was reduced to no one. So they were all able to get through. And in the first 15 minutes, we had about 370 households that entered and were able to use the software with no downtime, no problems that we're aware of. The whole time, Chris and Kiewit were both monitoring any spikes in our system. Didn't see any. We were able to allow about 75 to 100 people in at a time. In the same time period, Dave, Michelle, some other employees were watching their own programs. Dawn and her team were watching the internet for any social media comments. And Sally Hayduck and her team were fielding any questions, and we got none during those 15-30 minutes. And what we see on this graph is that the real demand was about 8:45 till about 9:05. That's where you see that purple line peaking at about 260, 270 people. And it drops very quickly thereafter. So this was a very successful test. The next one's our big summer season registration. That'll be interesting to watch because we do have a lot more people looking for camp spots. But I just want to thank Chris first and foremost, because he had to do a lot of work in the background, learning the system, making sure it integrated, getting the server installed, all of that work to get it going. And then Sally and her team, Dawn and her team, Michelle and Dave, everybody, like you were saying earlier, this was a big team effort, and I'm happy to say it was successful.
Yeah, absolutely. Looks like it.
Are there any questions?
Just out of curiosity, did things fill? Is that like with the drop off, or that was just?
The initial demand was to get into certain classes and certain programs, and people will line up for it because they will fill quickly. So as people booked their registration, it dropped off pretty quickly. And then it gets much more spread out from there. And I believe our total numbers, Dave, we were about 200,000 the first day of registration.
Yeah, first day of resident registration, we did 201,000. Last year, we did 165,000.
And part of the reason for that last year, we do remember some complaints about it moving slow and people dropping off.
Yeah, so I would have been interested to see like a year to year comparison, which I don't know if we would have had this under our old system. But like last year was it a much flatter curve because people had to like come back, or, you know, it wasn't just, everybody got done by 9:15 and got out of there. I'm sure that's what happened, but it would just be.
Does this system track people on the waiting list? Or does it?
No, this is just going to track the people that are in the waiting room.
Okay,
The waiting list would be tracked by VSI.
so
No, it's just the waiting room. So it's not registrations.
This isn't the actual registration.
it's just
People coming in.
in the waiting
Just
room.
people
Got it.
logging on to register and those that were waiting to get into the system.
We did hear a couple nice comments. I know at Candy Cane Lane, we've overheard some people talking about it that were pleased with it. I think we got an email or two about it. Overall, it's been quiet, so usually that means good.
Yeah, sure. No, nice job, Chris.
Thank you.
Looks like that server's paying off and doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Thank you.
I just wanted to give an update on questions that were brought forth last week or last board meeting in regards to the vacant property by Warren and Saratoga, by Prince Pond, and village's intentions from a zoning perspective, planning perspective. I did meet with the village administrator. First and foremost, they have absolutely no one looking at those properties they're aware of. And they absolutely have no discussions or intentions of changing the zoning. That zoning has been in place for those properties since 2005. There's one lot, kind of a corner lot that comes into a pie that's closest to the pond. That's zoned R1, residential 1. The other property is kind of going to the south, east of there. That's downtown transition. That designation of zoning that again, has been there since 2005. Would allow for multifamily homes, so townhomes that are attached. Would allow some light commercial, and would allow some other multifamily. Does have a height restriction on it of 36 foot. So no huge towers, nothing like that. Again, there have been no discussions about changing that zoning. If someone came in and petitioned the village to change that zoning, they would have to go through that very public process to make that happen. One of the things that they believe that has caused some of the concern within the community is a separate document, is their planning land use document. That it's not, that's just a planning document, it's not a legal document, whereas zoning is a legal document that requires a process to change it. It designated that entire area as downtown transition, and it also had a different color key. So the color key matched the red on that document, matched the red on downtown. Village staff is going to be recommending at the December 16th Planning and Zoning Committee to make some changes to that planning document, mostly to get them to align to the zoning document. I'll continue monitoring that to make sure that that's actually what they're doing and following through. I think if something changes beyond that, I'll recommend some action by the board. But from what I'm hearing from the villages, they don't anticipate any changes on the zoning. They understand the historical nature of the pond and the protection of the pond, both from a community as well as from a park district. We actually went so far as took a look at some of the topo maps on that just to see where water runoff would go. Because it still could get developed someday. So it's a good time to have that conversation. That the one lot that's R1 actually flows towards the pond, but there's a ridge at the very back of that actually flows the other direction. Good, which means that runoff would go away from the pond. So happy to answer any questions, but that's the update on those parcels, right?
Thank you for doing that, Bill.
Oh,
I really
absolutely.
appreciate it. And there is a lot of concern
Absolutely.
and justifiably so. I think that Prince Pond is, for the reasons that we had stated before, is, you know, a quintessential Downers Grove and what makes the community. So
yep.
I appreciate you meeting with Dave and keeping us up to date. I would like to have that, and I'm sure the rest of the board too, on our radar.
Yeah.
Going forward, because I'm concerned about.
Yeah, I'll follow what the outcome on planning and zoning is and just do that it's following.
Awesome. Thank you, Bill. Thank you very much.
Again, we don't have any written reports, but staff would be happy to answer any questions the board might have at this time. The next item we're going to have is we only need executive if the board wanted to discuss the two meeting minutes that we're recommending opening. If the board doesn't feel they want to discuss it, then just go ahead and pass the motion afterwards. Staff would entertain that as well.
No, sir.
So we don't need executive.
What's it?
We don't need executive.
Okay, but we need a motion then. You want to do that now or?
No, you'll need to do unfinished business, new business. I just thought I'd cover that.
No unfinished business, no new business.
Nope.
So this is our second opportunity then for
recognition of visitors.
my visits.
Okay. So
With that,
I will announce that the next
Emersville Park District,
park board meeting will be held
January 9th, 2025.
five at the recreation center.
Yes. No, we need the.
Letter L,
We're
For
gonna,
the-
for the minutes.
Oh, is it much the same?
under letter L.
Staff is seeking a motion that need for confidentiality no longer exists for closed session minutes of 4/6/23 and 4/20/23 and shall be made available for public inspection.
Removed.
Second,
Second. So, roll call.
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald.
Aye.
So, with that,
Are we done?
I move to
Okay.
adjourn?
Go ahead, you've been doing so well.
For the year.
I didn't do very well there, did I? I make a motion to adjourn till January 9th of next year.
Second,
In second, we have a roll call.
Mr. Bender.
Aye.
Mr. Lunt.
aye.
Mr. Katsula.
Aye.
Ms. McDonald.
Aye.
Thank you all, we're adjourned.
thank you.
Aye.
Happy holidays.